the DC Universe Classics Golden Pharaoh in today's episode. Hey DC Collectors, welcome back to a brand new episode of the show. Today we're taking a break from new stuff and we're going back a little bit and taking a look at the DC Universe Classics Golden Pharaoh action figure from Mattel. Now honestly, DC Universe Classics is now my favorite DC Universe toy line, bar none. It was just great. The selection of characters, the action figures themselves, just super fantastic. And if you're a fan like me, you're going to love this. Now, let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see, this is the classic DC Universe Classics packaging style. It's basically a window box with just a little bit here at the bottom showing you this was part of the 75 years of superpower action figure line. I believe this is a Wave 15 action figure. Even comes with a cool collector's button there. Side of the box says this does have a collect and connect piece, but I do not think it does. I think it just comes with the superpower stand. Back of the box gives you a nice biography. I love that they did this. In the statistics, this is just like a collector's dream. Just nice presentation on the back of this package. I love, love, love this. I wish that all action figure lines would do this, no matter what, DC, Marvel, whatever. Just do this kind of stuff because it's really cool. This side of the box pretty much is the same as the other side. Bottom of the box gives you the copyright stuff as well as the UPC. Now that we've looked at the packaging, let's rip this guy open. And I know it might be painful for some people to rip open a DC Universe Classics figure, but I'm going to do it anyway. So here is the figure out of the package. First, let's start by looking at the accessories. First accessory is this cool button. You can see it's got the little hook here that you can actually pin it to. So you have to press down on the button, pull out, and there's the little pin part. It will stick you really hard and put it back. There you go. It's got the DC Comics 75 anniversary logo on the back and a cool piece of artwork of the Golden Pharaoh. Next up comes with this cool Superpowers logo base. It's got the one peg hole here so you can stand him on the base. I love this. I wish that every single figure came with one of these. This was so cool, especially since this is a throwback to the Superpowers line from Kenner. Finally, he comes with his golden staff of Ra. No, I don't even know if that's what it's called, but it's a cool golden staff and, you know, fits the character pretty well. Okay, so let's take a close-up look at this figure. Again, this is just an homage to the original Golden Pharaoh action figure from the Kenner Superpowers line. I think he came out in 1986. The toy was actually created just for the Superpowers line. It wasn't a existing DC Comics character, but apparently now he is. He did get a re-release in the Mattel DC Universe Classics line, but this was just really an homage to that classic Superpowers line, so they put this guy in it. I'm digging what they've done. They've updated him from the Superpowers look. He has like some translucent purple here. Cool little wing things on his shoulders. I don't know exactly what all this stuff is for. It's really, it kind of got an Egyptian motif. And if you really want to, if they really wanted to put him in the comics, which I'm sure he's been in like Superpowers comics or something like that, he would fit probably really well in the current Blue Beetle's world, with the scarab, because it looks kind of like he has a scarab back here on this little thingy on his neck. So, he might fit well in that world if they were to put him in. I don't imagine they would, but it would be really cool if they did. Paint up on his face is really, really nice. I mean, they did a great job with it. The eyes look good. The head looks good. Just the gold sheen, gold paint color to him. Everything else on here is painted very well. There's no real mishaps. Maybe some mishaps on the bracelets a little bit, just where you have these little notches. Maybe it's, not so well. I don't know. Now that I'm looking closer, it looks like they're supposed to be a different color than the gauntlet or whatever you want to call that thing. Now, is this piece removable? No, this is hard plastic here, so it's not removable. This is a very flimsy kind of, soft plastic that can move. Just a little thing to cover his crotch and his boo-honey. As you can see, the translucent plastic goes all the way through, so you can kind of, if I put my finger there, you can kind of see my finger through the back. At least it darkens up in the camera. Anyway, that's really cool. I love translucent plastic for whatever reason. I'm a kid of the 80s. I can't help it. So, when you throw that on there, it's gotta be cool. Love the little wings here. That just a really cool thing. I love the design of the legs. Even the cool, like he's got little scarabs. I call them scarabs, they're little beetles. But hey, we're in the DC world, so I'm going to call it scarabs. He's got those scarabs with wings on his knee pads, so those look really well. Just overall, just a really nice action figure sculpted by the Four Horsemen. If you're not familiar with their work, I highly suggest you go do a little research. They are fantastic sculptors, fantastic toy designers. All right, so let's check out this articulation, which it pretty much has the same articulation as most DC Universe Classics figures. The head can turn. Now, with this thing back here, it kind of makes it hard to turn his head all the way around, so I'm not really going to turn it all the way around, although it's on a ball joint, so it should. Does it go up? It goes up a little bit. That's about as far down as he can look. Now, he does have ab crunch, so if he wants to look down, you know, just tilt it as far down and he can look down. He won't go back very far, and I'm thinking it's because of this translucent plastic. It's a different kind of plastic, so that might be what's keeping him from hinging back too far back there. Shoulders look good. You know, he can go up about that high with his range of motion there. You can pull it back down. He can go all the way around. Now these are really tight, and the plastic's starting to get a little gummy, which means plastic might be starting to try to break down. I don't know, whoever had this before I had it, it's probably been sitting in like an attic or the hot or something, just different temperatures. He does have bicep swivel. He can bend at the elbow, and of course his wrist turn all the way around, which to me is exactly the right amount of articulation that you need. Can he turn at the waist? Yes, he can turn at the waist. This is really hard to get him to turn. He's kind of stuck a little bit, but he can turn at the waist. He can do a very, very nice split. He can split that way very nicely. He does have thigh swivel right above the knee. The one turn there at the knee. And of course he has ankle articulation. Again, to me, these are the perfect 6-inch scale action figures. This guy just looks cool. I know when you line him up with the other DC Universe Classics figures, he'll look just, you know, as cool or cooler than even some of those, just because of the translucent purple plastic, which just makes him very, very cool. All right, let's stick the his trident in his hand, or his staff, whatever you want to call this thing. Get his arms out. Let's see here. I never had this figure in the Superpowers line as a kid, so, you know, I don't know how cool he was to play with as a kid, because 86, that was a hard line to get. You know, you couldn't find them hardly anywhere. They didn't release as many, so I only had a few of those figures from the 86 line. I think I had Plastic Man, Mr. Miracle, and that might have been it. Might have had another one, but I don't really remember. But there he is. That is cool. I mean, that is really, really cool. You put him with the Superpowers base there and sit him on it, and wow, just a real throwback to the Kenner Superpowers line. All right, so there you have it. This is the Golden Pharaoh from Mattel in their DC Universe Classics line. If you like what I'm doing, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this content. Check me out on DCCollectors.com each and every day, where you'll find even more pictures of this guy as well as other figures. Hit me up on social media at DC Collectors, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. All right, everyone. God bless.